My name is Zachariah. I'm 21 years old. And yeah, just been doing e-commerce for about 5 months. I chose not to go to university because there was two things that I hate the most, and it's going to school and have a job. What these two things have in common is you have to be at a certain place at a certain time, and I don't want that. I haven't got any sales before really searching, and it felt so unreal, bro, when I got my first sale, bro. It was crazy.
Did you start a brand which is still running to this day?
Yes, one brand. The first product, first brand.
So first product you tested immediately hit.
Yeah, you can see.
Which niche is it? It's a good niche.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a new podcast. In front of me, we have Zachariah, who is only 21 years old, from Denmark, and has done over $150,000 with his e-commerce store. And literally started how long ago?
I joined Doing a Circle probably 5 months ago, 6 months ago.
5 months ago, and that's when you started e-com, right?
Yeah, but I joined e-com before it, but I wasn't serious. But now I joined for real.
Wow. So he's from Denmark. We're gonna dive deeper into his story, but I wanted to have him on the podcast because, bro, this guy, his story from absolute zero, literally quit his job only a couple of weeks ago only, and now he's all in on e-com. Has already done over $150,000 with his e-commerce store. So I'm excited for the story, man. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, bro. My name is Zachariah. As I said, I'm 21 years old, Copenhagen, Denmark. And yeah, just been doing e-commerce for about 5 months.
So actually, bro, tell me about where you're at right now. How much are you doing per day at the moment?
Per day, it's around 2.5 all the way up to 3K. But averaging each day 2.5, 2.7.
Nice. You want to show your Shopify dashboard? So for the guys who know you're not capping.
So for the just last year, and then the whole So this is obviously nothing has happened here, but you can see.
It's going to be a matter of time you're going to do that per month right now.
For sure, bro.
Sick, man. Sick. So I want to dive a little bit deeper so you guys know that you know what you're talking about. I want to have you on the podcast because I can see I see a lot of guys who I think I resonate with your story because you've been in their shoes as well. And now you quit your job recently, right?
Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
Tell me about your story, man. How was your upbringing? You went to school. You're living in Copenhagen, which is a pretty good city, I believe.
Yeah, it's a good city.
Never been though, but saw a lot of parks there. But tell me about your upbringing, man. How did you get to this point?
It's a long story. You want it all?
Tell me everything. Everything you wanna share.
All right. So the thing is, I grew up in a lower class family because the thing is Copenhagen, this Denmark in general, it's a good country. You have good what do you call it, situations to live in. But the thing is no one is rich. The thing everyone is just barely surviving, so you get around, I don't know, 3K a month, and just that covers the rent, the food, then you have maybe something for clothes or something. And it's I'm grateful, because a lot of people don't have this. If you see people in Africa or around the world, a lot of people don't have this. So I'm grateful, but I certainly wasn't the richest or the most wealthy. So yeah, bro, I went to school, and I chose not to go to university because I always knew I wanted to do something else. I knew jobs weren't for me. There was two things that I hate the most, and it's go to school and have a job. And what these two things have in common is you have to be at a certain place at a certain time, and I don't want that. It's especially not if it's not helping my business and my growth. So I always knew I wanted to do something else. It started really because I looked around, the people around me, the life they live. And I was like, I don't want to live this, bro. I want something better, And yeah, bro, I started my hunt for success. And it started when I was 16, 17. And the first thing I actually was exposed to was e-commerce. It was this Danish guru guy. But the thing is, I wasn't I wasn't in the right mind back then, you would try one thing and then you hop on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so I tried that, tested my first product. It didn't work, but also the guy who did the mentoring, he wasn't he it was very surface level, And so I after that, you just try random jobs like crypto, you try forex trading, just all the normal stuff, And from there on, I've just worked normal jobs. I worked as I literally worked in a kebab shop, bro. From 12 in the evening.
Are you Turkish as well? Where are you from originally? What is your ethnicity?
Yeah,
What?
Moroccan. Moroccan,
Oh, you're
Moroccan.
Moroccan. You're Moroccan
Yeah.
originally. Nice.
So,
Dima Maghreb.
Viva Maghreb, bro. You know, you know what I'm saying, bro.
Of
So,
course, bro. But like all these business models you tried out, they didn't work out. What happened in there? You lost money. What
oh, bro,
happened there?
I lost tons of money, bro. I was fortunate one time to get like 4,000 from my dad, and it was like, bro, it was like tight times back there. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make this back. I'm gonna reinvest it, and it all fucking blew in the air, bro.
What business models did you try? You said you do ecom. That's early. That's when I started. Like if you were
Yeah,
when you were 15, 16 is when it's around 2020, right? Around beginning of COVID.
yes, exactly, bro, exactly. And yeah, bro, I tried it, and I lost money on advertising and shit. But like the thing is, for my situation, like I didn't have that ride or die mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried it for once, and I was like, bro, fuck this, it doesn't work. And then you hop onto the next thing, and that's one thing I regret the most because, like, probably, bro, if I kept continuing from there, like I would probably been like a millionaire by now, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing I would always like advise to
Hey,
other.
there's another sale.
I would advise all the people, bro, just like keep going on whatever you're doing, bro. Especially when e-commerce, bro. Like it's the long run, it's the long game. Like you cannot expect success over like 1 month. You know, like doctors and engineers, it takes years for them to become what they want to become, right? And so, how can you expect to become a successful like e-commerce or like business owner in like 1 month? It doesn't make sense.
Exactly, exactly. And that's one thing for me as well. If I look back at my journey, like all the mistakes I made came down to one thing, which is a lack of focus. Okay, like obviously I've made a lot of mistakes in my entrepreneurial journey about with my e-commerce store, my brands, things that I could so easily avoid it. But if I look back, really, like the one thing which has stopped me from going like crazily high or like achieving things faster than I wanted to was a lack of focus because I got distracted by school, got distracted by either by a holiday, got distracted by crypto, got distracted by NFTs. Always there were a shiny object which distracted me, which didn't make me focus on just one thing. And if you're really just focused on one thing, you see that it has so much higher ROI than focusing on other things. And I think Peter Thiel from PayPal, one of the PayPal founders, he said it as well. Obviously, he's a multi-billionaire right now, but he said it as well last time, which really resonated with me. Is that like one of his lessons was, okay, if you spend 1 hour extra on your business, like if you have to realize ROI from that is so much higher than spending 1 hour on just one different business. Okay, because you just focus on one thing, one business model, and I think a lot of guys, especially just starting out, think they can juggle so many balls at the same time. They can do so many things at the same time, and then all become successful. But you're competing with guys like you yourself right now, and many other guys who are in e-com who are just fully focused on just one thing, and there's just no way you'll be able to compete with that. But
Yeah,
that's a great lesson in there, man. So
of course.
just dive a little bit deeper into it. So all these business models didn't work for you. You went
Yeah.
into a job. What kind of job did you do?
Dude, the first job I had was like just a regular like market supermarket, you know. And after that, like I worked there for like less than years. Like I was beefing with the coworkers, like discussing shit with them. Like, you know, I didn't like to get told what to do, bro. And so yeah, bro. After that, I switched job to I was a phone salesman. I was selling like over the phone, and that was actually good. And but then again, like shiny objects coming the way. Like me and my friends, we started washing window business. You know, so we would actually after school we would print flyers, like 100 flyers, bro. And it was what in like November, December, it was cold, bro. So we would go around knocking on people's doors, selling window washing services, and we did that for up to like late winter. But then the water started freezing on the window, so like we thought like fuck it, we'll just go back to selling on the phone. And I the second time I went to the same job, I wasn't performing as good, and then I got fired. What the hell did I do after that? I think I started working
The
in an
kebab
IT.
shop?
No, the kebab shop was the first thing. No, kebab shop was actually after the supermarket. So yeah, that was before the
The in
full.
between still.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, in between. So I was working kebab shops, bro. It was a shit job, bro. I was breaking my back, smelling like fucking kebab, bro. It was shit,
Were you doing like the shaving on
dude.
the kebab?
I was the guy shaving the meat, bro.
One thing which I'm missing in Dubai, bro, is the kapsalon, bro. For the Dutch who are listening, bro, I need that shit, bro. The kebab, like a brooch, like a sandwich, dinner sandwich, bro. That's the best, best
Bro,
thing ever, bro. But like, don't you get hungry from that?
bro, I ate free every day, bro. So that was one thing.
That's crazy. Okay, that's one benefit.
Yeah,
But
bro.
bro, you've had so many jobs from like, what was your like? How many jobs you've had like in the meantime before you went all in on ecom?
there's not one job under the sun I didn't have. Like I did everything from kebab shops, ice cream shops, moving furniture. That's like moving from for people and shit, transport.
Yeah.
I did that, and after that I did security, which was my recent job, catching thieves.
Security.
Yeah, catching thieves, like looking at the CCTV, talking over the radio.
How
Yeah,
big are you? How big are you? You don't look that big on camera.
bro, I'm
How
like
big are you?
183 centimeters, bro. Doing
Okay,
that.
that's pretty tall, but
That's okay.
security. What the fuck?
Yeah,
So
bro.
that was your latest job.
That was my latest job, and I was the youngest guy on the job, bro. Like, just like no beard, kind of skinny, but like structured, but like still kind of skinny. Like, I was working with 50-year-old guys, bro, like 40-year-old guys, that had
Yeah.
beards and shit. So I was always the youngest guy on the jobs because I used to work with people like 40, 50 years old. Like that was their job, and I was just there as a 19, 20-year-old, which is kind of not impressive, but like it tells something.
So you said that you already had seen ecom before when you were 15, 16 from some guru you said in Denmark. How
Yeah.
did you get back into the ecom game? Like, did you just roll into it? You wanted to make a change? How did that go?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, throughout my jobs, throughout my just like whole career, like, I always knew my search for business wasn't over. Like, I always knew I was going to be like rich one way or another. And one thing that I always kept in mind, like, I'm not done with e-commerce. Like, whether it's going to take some time, like, I'm going to work some jobs, save up some money, go back. Like, I always knew e-commerce was the thing for me. Uh, and it's like when you're not in the right place mind-wise, like, you don't think let me just start because like you're gonna think, oh, what if I'm not ready, what if I don't have this, what if I don't have that. But like the thing is, like, you just gotta start. And that's how what did I do how did I come back to ecom. I think I joined actually Andrew Tate's Hustlers University, and I became
Classic.
and I became actually a video editor, a creative video editor for a guy there, a Ukrainian guy who was doing e-commerce with his brand. And I was working with him, doing editing videos and stuff, doing VSLs, creatives. And like again, I thought like I'm meant for more than this. I don't want to be an editor. I want to run my own shit. And I just told him like, yo, I'm gonna run my own brand, I'm gonna start my own stuff. And yeah, we just ended it from there. And I actually joined Luke Belmar's Capital Club once it opened last summer, I think. uh Joined through there, and I saw the two ecom guys were you and Anthony Eclipse, the other guy from who do like TikTok shop and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I was attracted more to the branding side, like having a sustainable, legit brand that can run for the next 5 years. And I think the other Anthony guy, he was more like TikTok shoppy guy. So like quick, trendy products, which is still fine if that's the way you're gonna go. But I think the branding for me is what works best for me. And so I took your course, and like not this year or anything, but it was kind of like surface level. And so I was like, okay, they're like this guy, like he knows something, but I want to know more. And at that point, like I didn't have enough money. Like I was still saving up, and I was working at security in the same time. And I was following you on Instagram. I saw the student, the group chats and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, this guy's really. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep watching him. And also, one thing that I've learned is like you start having a radar or a scanner for like scams or like guru guys. And I was just watching you for a bit, and I was like, I was feeling you. Like this guy's like knows something. And I was kept watching you, and I was like, and I saw on your bio you said DM me winner to start, and I was just like, fuck it, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I just DM'd you, and you responded, and we just took it from there. And yeah, bro, the rest is history.
So this was all 5 months ago, you're saying?
Yeah, that's when I joined the winner circle. Of course, in the beginning, you have to set up your page, your stuff. But I started running ads in February 22 of February 25.
And before that, did you have any story of any brand or no?
Yeah,
Nothing.
I started actually. I tried the creatine brand actually, which I didn't know what I was doing. And also, one thing that I would like to highlight is the first time when I came back to e-commerce through Capital Club, I tested product that I thought looked good. I was like, oh, this product looks good. Let me try it. It wasn't backed on any research, no data, no nothing, right? And when you don't have when you don't see others have proof of concept, when you don't do your stuff based on data, it's gonna be very hard to hit, you know. And that's one thing that I was doing until I joined you guys, and like it just shifted your whole mind, and you start making data driven decisions, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And you briefly said it already, and that's why, like, that's the reason why I don't do any courses, because I think courses you cannot teach someone like high level stuff on a course. Okay, because every situation is different, everyone his experience level is different, and I think you have to teach people like actually one on one how to do it. I think that's the only way really to succeed in this business. Like, hey, doing a basic course, I obviously did it for Capital Club, but like it obviously was made for beginners, so you cannot really dive deep into it. Otherwise, people won't understand it anymore, and they'll won't watch it. So like that's why I think like having a one-on-one mentorship is the way to go. Definitely in this business. That's why I'm doing it as well. But like for you, because you already knew ecom, you already knew the basics before you came in. Like what made the biggest difference for you when you joined it? Suddenly you went from zero all the way to $150,000.
I think, as I said, it's data driven decisions, testing certain variables, like doing stuff because it actually makes sense, you know. Like you do decisions because you're like, okay, uh, I found this. Like these are the numbers. Like for example, if you wanna, I don't know, test a concept from another continent or another country, for example, USA. Like you look at their numbers and you're like, okay, this makes sense. There is this gap. Okay, let me try this then, because now you understand, or like you make a hypothesis that this product might work here because so and so and so and so, and not because it looks good. And that was the thing for me.
What were you doing before that? Before you joined us? Like, because obviously we teach the sniper rifle approach where you start to like actually do proper research before you go into something instead of just randomly testing stuff. What did you do before that?
Zero, but I haven't got any sales before Winner Circle, and it felt so like unreal, bro. When got my first sale, bro, it was crazy. But like before Winner Circle, I haven't like done no sales because I didn't have a creative strategy. You know, I didn't have a marketing strategy.
So you had zero sales before you ever joined the winner circle.
Zero sales, bro, and that's why it was so like an unreal experience. You know, because you get that thought of like, okay, like this shit is it's actually possible. Like there's another human who bought my product. You know, so it's kind of sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to know. But like for you, when you just started to obviously join the winner circle and you started to get back into ecom, like how did you approach that? Can you tell me about your beginning? Was it immediately easy? What were the struggles in the beginning, or did it go well right away for you?
I think in the beginning you're very unsure of what you're gonna do, but you just have to do it, even if it feels unsure and unsafe. But like, yeah, no, it didn't. I wasn't profitable from day one. You know, you have to adjust the offers, some variables, uh, you know, stuff like that. You know, and then slowly, like, you get revenue. Some days are profitable, other days are not. But that's where you have to tailor your approach to the market.
And like, did you immediately go? Like, did you start a brand which is still running to this day?
Yes, one brand. Like it was the first product, first brand, uh, and yeah, bro,
So
crazy.
first product you tested immediately hit.
Yeah,
Nice. Which niche is it? You want to share it? Which niche?
yeah, sports niche.
Sports niche. Same as me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good niche, huh?
It's a
I
good
know.
niche,
It's a
bro.
good niche. From that point, okay, you had your first sale came in. From there, how did you go all the way up to? Because I think your record was how much
Three
in
thousand
a
three
day?
hundred. 3,300.
$3,300 in a day in record. Like,
Yeah.
did it immediately go up to 3,300? How did that journey go?
No, in the beginning, I started getting like $300 days, $200 days, and then the first time I got like 500, I was like, dude, this is crazy. But like, I think I had to adjust. Like, the point where I went from 500 to $1,000 days is that I was thinking my product already sells in the UK. That's where I started, you know. So I started selling my product in the UK, and it was going good there. And I was like people with these interests must have exist in other countries, you know. So the thing is, like, I was selling the same product to the same people, just in another country. Like, it's the same people with same interests, you know. Like, there's people who like football in the UK, but there's also people in Australia who also like football, you know. So pretty much you sell the same thing to the same people, and that's what really took me to 1K day. And from there on, it was just testing creatives and scaling budget. Pretty much, it's pretty simple stuff. Like, I haven't reached the point where to really start incorporating complex systems, but we're definitely getting there, learning bit by bit.
Nice, nice. The reason why I wanted to talk to you is I mean, everyone knows, like, and I like, obviously you haven't done the craziest numbers which I've ever seen yet. I've had students which literally went from like literally zero to $100,000 per day, who rather want to stay anonymous still than come on a podcast. But I'll get them on a podcast one day. But I've already had guys who have done what you've done in a day, literally, even more than that in a day. But I still want to get you on the podcast because I mean, what you've accomplished from where you're from, I think a lot of people can resonate with that story, from literally going from a security guard to a kebab shop guy to a phone salesman, now to this point. So,
Yeah.
like, what do you think are your biggest lessons during that time, which or during this whole time in ecom, which you think other people can learn from?
Find one thing and keep going at it for the next like forever, bro. Alex Mosey also says this, like, there is this entrepreneurial cycle where there's something shiny, you think, oh, this is amazing, I'll try this. And then you go at it for like 1 month, 2 months, and you're like, dude, this shit doesn't work. Fuck this. And then you find another shiny object on the way, and you try that, and it doesn't work for you, and you drop that, and you go to the next thing, and then the wheel just keeps going. Instead of just find one thing and accepting that it's gonna be hard, accepting that it's gonna be like painful. There is failures, and that's how you learn. Like, you can't have a win without you have a loss. It's yin and yang. You know, there's no light without dark, as Andrew Tate says. So
Nice.
you have to be open for failure, accept it, and keep going and going and going until it works.
But university didn't teach you any ecom?
Bro, I didn't take Hustlers University's dropshipping program. I took the video editor because before that,
Oh, the video editing one.
yeah, it's actually funny because before that I was selling fake AirPods, and
Oh,
we were
really?
making
That's me as well. That's
yeah, that's why it's funny. But like, I was selling fake AirPods, and it kind of died out, and then I just transitioned to the video editing because I always had a good video editing like sense, like producing sense. So I just like, this is what I'm good at. Let me try it, and then I got drawn into the other guy that I was working for, and I started ecom after that.
nice. I mean, Jacob is actually funny because Jacob, obviously our head coach, which was my first podcast on this channel, he also started from the US University. He even got an interview with Tristan, like because of his crazy results after he joined the Winner Circle, and now he's
Yeah.
obviously the head coach, which is crazy. I think it's a good starting point from entrepreneur, right? But
100%.
if you really want to go well, you have to do a one-on-one if you have the budget, of course, in my opinion. But what is one thing which you think that what's one thing that you wish you knew sooner? Because I mean, in your journey, okay, let me ask it again. Wait, let me ask it again. So in your journey right now, but in your journey right now, I mean, obviously you've done ecom before and didn't work out, and now you've done ecom with the right strategy, which we're teaching you, and now immediately it works out. You all the way up to going up the way to, and you're going all the way up to $3,300 per day. So what is one thing which you had to unlearn from yourself to become successful? Because you knew about the basics of ecom, but still didn't make it work.
That there is no fast way. Like, there is no like one size works for all. Everyone has their different approach, and also you just have to start immediately as soon as you can. One thing that I would definitely tell everyone is save up, like, I don't know, whatever you can, and invest in a mentorship uh, as soon as possible, bro, because they know and they do what you want to do. It makes sense to learn from someone who already does what you do. Obviously, you can't know for sure if they're legit or not, but like, yeah, bro, find someone you trust and learn from them, bro. That's the best thing, like advice I can give.
Thank you. I mean, that's good words, but and I appreciate. Obviously, I agree with that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be interviewing you as well. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into your journey in there and what you've learned. But what made you suddenly? What is it? We teach you that suddenly made you from understanding ecom but not successful to still understanding ecom but better but now successful? What is the one thing which made the difference? Because I think there's a lot of guys in your spot who know about ecom, who are on the edge of starting, or have started but haven't seen the real results yet. What do you say to these people? What is your advice?
Yeah, bro. But like, one thing I would say is uh, knowing who you're selling to, definitely, because before I was like, first time I tried ecom without mentoring, like, you just find a product and you just put it out in the market. Like, you don't have any intent behind your selling. You're creatives, you're nothing, you know. So definitely know who you're selling to. Try to understand the market, and yeah, bro, just invest like in mentorship. Like, learn from someone who actually does what you're doing.
Nice, nice. How is your parents actually reacting to this?
The thing is, bro, my parents always wanted me to go to school, especially my dad, bro. He was like, he comes from another country, he comes to Denmark. He wants his, because school is free here, which is like a lot of people get surprised by this. Like, school is free in Denmark,
Oh, really?
but like, just because it's free doesn't mean like you have to take it. So I think my parents were scared of I was gonna be like some bomb loser who just tried to go around trying to be a businessman. But like, I think now that they've calmed a little bit down. Like they know their son isn't like some fuck up. And so yeah, I think they're a little bit more chill about what I'm doing because they see results and it's actually real. So and it also brings me like mind comfort because I can like go all in. Like that's the best thing.
Nice. And actually, like your boss, how did you respond when you quit? You said because you quit because you wanted to go all in on ecom, right?
Yeah, it's actually funny because when I started, it's funny because okay, this is an important detail, bro. I quit my job the same day as I started the job, meaning like within 1 year I've accomplished so much. And before like starting the job, I always told him like I'm doing this to fund my business. Like as soon as my business like takes off, I'm gonna quit. And he was like, "This okay." But like I quit, and it was out of nowhere, bro. It was a Sunday. I shot him a message. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I'll quit." And he was just like, "For fuck's sakes, bro, not right now, not on a Sunday, because especially in summer period it gets busy." And so yeah, bro. I left them a bit hanging, but like, hey, it's okay. I gotta look after
And
myself.
how many days a week did you work at the
It
time?
it was different from month to month, but like I think it was in hours. So 1 month, I think I worked 180 hours. But like normally it was like 120, 130, which also made it kind of manageable to do ecom on the side. Uh, so that was fine actually.
And I actually want to dive a little bit deeper into that because you worked a lot of hours also on the side while you were working on your e-commerce business and you still made it successful. And I think a lot of people do have to know about the fact that you first made your e-commerce business work and then you quitted your job. But you can dive in a bit deeper into that in a minute. But how did you make that work at that time? Because a lot of people have the excuse, but like, okay, I'm working at a job. I'm working at a job right now. I'm at university. I have a girlfriend. I have this. I have that. There's always something which makes them not successful, which stops them from taking action. How did you combine that? How did you go about that?
I think for me it's about priority and doing stuff even when you don't feel like it. Because if you genuinely want to be like successful in e-commerce, like it has to be a priority. Because I have other people who also tried e-commerce, but then they started university, they got I don't know, they found a girl they want to get married to, and then they kind of just drop off their dreams and goals, and then they just settle for less. So you genuinely have to want it with all of your heart. That's what made me come back to e-commerce in the beginning. Like I always knew e-commerce was for me. I burned for it. Like I dropped that. I didn't go to university. I dropped college. I was like, fuck it, bro. This is all or nothing. And while I was working my job, part of it is also to work and show up even when you don't feel like it. Because, bro, like when you on the bicycle, like cycling around, running around, going around and shit, like you get tired, bro. And you just have, and then also that I have to go to the gym, come back, and yeah,
You
bro,
still?
yeah, and so it just gets tired. Like you get tired, but you have to find your inner strength to keep going, bro. Like and do this priority, bro. Number one.
And how did you prioritize stuff? Okay, after work, because most people they go to work, and I can imagine that, right? Because after school, back in the days when I went to school, and then I had to work at my parents' restaurant. Afterwards, I was tired as well, and I still had to find time to go to the gym, which I just usually like in my school, like in high school, we had some hours which, for example, the teacher didn't show up, teacher was sick, and they had like an extra hour, and together with the break, like you could go to the gym quickly, hit a 45-minute workout, and then come back. I was always the guy who went in between school to gym. Like if we had a in between hour where we had nothing, we always went to the gym. Or if I had a long day, I still went after school. I went to the gym. Sometimes even went before school. I went to the gym when I really woke up early. But I always found time to like prioritize my stuff. But for in your case, like how did you do the prioritization? How did you find the time to still work on e-commerce business next to all the things you did?
I was doing late hours, bro. Like I went to work like 10, 9 in the morning. I came back or like 6, 7. And then I went to the gym after. Some days I didn't go gym. And I would just work to like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning. Go to bed, sleep 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours. and then just go back at it the next day. You have to sacrifice some things for, especially in the busy period of your life where you have work, school, job, girlfriend, whatever. Like you just have to sacrifice. And for my case, it was sleep, you know. And so that's just how it is.
Exactly, exactly. And one thing which is great, I mean, one thing which everyone has to realize as well is that you, me, even Elon Musk, and everyone has the same 24 hours. Okay, and it just like depends. It just the only difference is how you use them, and you use them well, and that's why you arrived at this point. That's amazing, man. I'm happy about your success. So, what is next for you? What is next for Zakaria? You've done like six figures in revenue right now by now. Suppose you want to become a millionaire. What's next for you?
Yeah, bro. I mean, 100K a month is next. Right after that, 300K a month, which is around 10K a day. And then from there on, I wanna be in shark in e-commerce, bro. Like none of the little boy shit. Like 10K is enough. No, bro. I want to take over, bro.
What
But
is a shark? Define a shark to me in
bro,
ecom.
at least I want to be a multi millionaire, but like at least 1 million a month and scaling, bro. I don't know if it's gonna be with this brand or not, but like I want to like there's e-commerce brands that are so big, like they're in retail stores and shit like that, right? Uh, but definitely a mil a month, bro, at least, and then scale from there, bro. There is no limits. Like there is no like number in my mind where I say like, okay, this is enough. I don't want to do more. Like always want to do more. Always want more scale. You know?
Exactly. And that's the thing with ecom as well. Like the moment you literally have your eyes off the ball, someone else is going to take it off you. It always works like that. Like there's no future where you can just do 1 million, 2 million, 3 million a month and then just stay there forever. It's always okay. You have to keep your eyes on the ball. You have to test more creatives. You have to keep adding more products. You have to keeping an eye on your competition. You have to keep innovating with your brand. Otherwise, someone else is going to take it from you. And there's many guys like yourself, like me, who are hungry for success and want it so much more than other people, and always think that they want it the most, right? And if you want
Yeah.
it the most, you're always going to get it. And I think it's a beautiful thing you said before as well in there, which is about combining stuff and setting priorities, which I do want to emphasize to everyone who's listening. That is that if you really want to make it work, you'll find a way to make it work. Always. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're working every single day. You have commitments every single day. You have to go to school. You have to put in more hours. You still have to go to the gym. It doesn't matter because if you really want it, you'll find a way. Because every successful person, self-made successful person, started off from nothing and still made it work. And do you recommend people to like at what point would you recommend people to go all in on ecom? Because there's also many people who are listening who are on the brink. Okay, they're still doing
Yeah.
ecom and their own thing. Like how when would you go all in and how? Actually, that was my question. So
Yeah, bro. For it, like every person has a different situation, but for me, luckily, I still live with my parents, so like I don't have to take as much revenue from my store to reinvest. But like for me, like I stopped once I reached, like I saw I was doing 2.5 consistently. So I think as soon as you're doing like a couple of thousands a day, like consistently, like that's a good start, like point to take a leap of faith.
and for yourself, like once you go all in, you see a big difference.
I was focusing more on the important stuff, because the only thing I had in mind before was like just making creatives, like, oh shit, I have to upload this creative, but the creatives wasn't backed on any like research, so I got time to do more important stuff, the most important stuff actually, which is research. And this definitely does help you make more quality store, more quality creatives, and stuff like that. So that's definitely one thing.
Nice. For me, for myself, it was the same thing. Like the moment when I was done with school, because I never dropped out personally, but when I was done with school, I realized, wow, I have so much time. I don't have to like wake up at 7 a.m. anymore and go bike to the gym, bike to the school, and come back home at 5 p.m. And it's like I have so much time. And only thing which I still had to do was work in my parents' restaurant, but that never got old. But anyway, Zakaria, I have one last question to you. What is one message we want to leave to the viewers?
For the ones wanting to start e-commerce, they think there is this one secret, this one like trick there is like for this to work. And the thing I want to say is like You just have to start and show up and just listen and do the work. Like there is no simple trick for this to work out. Hard work, discipline, do stuff when you don't feel like it. And it sounds super cliche, but it's actually true. Especially when you have the right people on your team, like it's definitely gonna work out. Especially if you don't give up.
True words have never been spoken, man. Zakaria, I want to thank you so much for this podcast and coming on in here. So we're definitely going to do a part 2 once you're at $1 million a month, which I know you will reach, hopefully by this Q4. That's the goal for us as well, because you extended your mentorship with us. So we're going to get you there 100%. And until now, you've always been the person who has been maybe one last thing which I want to say in here is that Zakaria is always the person who comes into the group calls and always raises his hand, asks the questions, makes notes, and is very proactive. And that's why he's successful, because he's curious and he's willing to learn and he implements stuff fast. Because every time I speak to Zakaria on the call, he always has implemented everything and he has new questions and the questions are always good and he always is willing to learn more. And he's a forever student, which you guys should be. Okay, and that's why he's sitting here and why he just quit his job and is now able to go all in on ecom. So I'm very excited about you, Zakaria. I want to do this podcast with you because now you have this on here on the internet forever, and you can look back at this once you're at $1 million a month that you already thought like this. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Sure, bro. Appreciate the opportunity, bro. Take care.
See you guys on the next episode. Ciao.